Ahead of the storm, a KRBC Storm Team Special continues.
Storms can strike anywhere, anytime, and a possibility when our kids are at school. Local schools are making sure everyone, including our smallest citizens, are prepared in case of an emergency. KRBC's Jessica Rank visited Bonham Elementary and shows us that the safety procedures look a little different in kindergarten than they do in 5th grade.
And with the sound of that alarm, students at Bonham Elementary are out of their classrooms and into the hallway, practicing in the event of a tornado ripping through Abilene.
We just emphasize safety.
5th grade teacher Kristen McBride explaining the drill process, something that looks a little different for each classroom.
We all are going to be in one hallway with kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade, who they maybe haven't done these drills as many times as my 5th graders have.
Teaching her students to be leaders.
Look out for those students, help them whenever their teacher can't quite get to all 20 kindergartners at one time.
And giving them some perspective on how serious these drills should be taken.
This happened in Alabama, it could easily happen here as well. That is a great jumping off point for my students, just saying like, okay, these people had 5 minutes to prepare by the time they heard that there was a possible tornado and then to get to shelter.
But for kindergarten teachers, they handle the process with a bit more ease.
With a few of mine that get nervous, sometimes I'll let them know ahead of time, hey, we're going to have a drill today.
Alleviating some of the stress put on the little ones.
You know, the first time you hear that alarm, I mean, it's intense, it's very loud, and so there's a lot more where we can prep kids.
Sometimes with our littles, we practice before we ever have a drill. So that way they've got a couple times down, they know what to do, and then they just have to listen for the instructions.
And ultimately teaching everyone to be safe and prepared. In Abilene, Jessica Rank, KRBC, Abilene's local news.
Meet meteorologist Grant Tosterud.
I graduated from the University of Oklahoma with a degree in meteorology, and second to Texas. Talk about a better place for severe weather. I storm chased my 4 years there at OU, saw my first tornado there as well. The irony is, I grew up scared of storms back in Fargo, North Dakota, where I spent the first 18 years of my life, experienced the full gamut of it. Being scared kind of turned into a fascination ever since I was a little kid, so that really sparked my fascination with weather, and ever since then, I've been chasing this dream, and now I'm living my dream job here in Texas, moving my way farther and farther south. I love this city, I love this community, the people are fantastic, I love getting out to meet everybody. More importantly, I love getting to talk about what I love every single day.
Here in the big country, especially in the springtime, one of our biggest weather makers is a dry line. What exactly is it? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a line of air that divides dry air to the west and more humid air streaming in from the Gulf. That ocean water starts to evaporate up into the air, and as it does, it creates higher humidity levels, higher dew points, and that gets shuttled into the interior portions of the state. And when it does that, it creates a pretty light, very humid and moist layer of air for most of Texas, and out west we see a bit of drier air thanks to the desert-like climate for New Mexico and western Texas beyond here in the big country. That drier air is also a little bit heavier, a little denser than the more humid and less dense and lighter air. And when those two meet, we see this dry line form. That dry line can sometimes kick that lighter air up into the atmosphere and kick off some storms here in springtime.